I'm going to start with my IT Cosmetics CC Cream SPF 50, the illuminating one. I put this e.l.f. primer mist on. This stuff is insane. I don't know if it really even does anything. So I put that on. So I've been applying my CC cream with a beauty blender or like a makeup sponge, because I feel like sometimes CC creams or BB creams or tinted moisturizers can be, I feel like they can oxidize like when you put too much like warmth with your hand. But this one I really like the SPF, and it has really nice coverage. They say that and you can't probably understand me. So I don't really have any like questions or like anything anybody would like want to know like written down. So I'm just gonna kind of go off the top of my head to see. And like kind of, I'll start with like basics, like whether, you know, like how old I am and stuff like that. So maybe I will start with that. So I am 30. I'm born 1987. I was born in Utah. Lived in Utah most of my life. Lived a couple places, but I would say like the major majority of it has been here in Utah. When I was planning on making this video, I kind of came up with another video. It was like kind of story time, get ready with me. So I thought that would be super fun. So we can start that series. That will be really fun to kind of just put some makeup on and tell some stories. So let me know what you think about that. So, okay, I'm just going to put a little bit on my jawline because I feel like I don't need a lot of coverage there, but I feel like things fade bit quicker right there. So, and then I can blend it down my chin. This is in the shade Fair. Fair, it doesn't really have a number, it's just Fair. One thing I found about this CC cream is I don't set it right away, because then I feel like it's kind of looks a bit cakey, because it has the SPF, and it is let's see, active ingredients are titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. So I have not really tested this with flash photography. I just don't do, I don't know, I just haven't. So maybe I could today. So like I said in the intro, when I find somebody new here on YouTube or even like Instagram, I kind of like to get to know them. I guess it could be a little bit snoopy, but I feel like I kind of want to get to know the person, like how relatable are they to me. So I like to kind of see like a question and answer Q&A video, or just like a get to know me. So yeah, one other thing I kind of like to know is whether they're married or not, because some people don't wear rings and stuff while they're in videos because sometimes they can get in the way. But I am married. I've been married, it'll be 8 years in September. And we have 2 kids. We have a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. So that something. You could see pictures of them on my Instagram. There's not very many, and I guess I could post more, but I just haven't. I don't know. Instagram's like there for fun, and I'm not really like active Instagrammer. So anyway, so I'm gonna conceal just a little bit, not so much under my eyes, just on my face, and then I can jump into some of the eye stuff, because that's kind of what I'm here for. I pulled some stuff out that I'm not really sure how I feel about this concealer from Milani. In my endeavors to going cruelty free, I've been having to find some new things to try, and some stuff I'm like, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not again. I can talk about why we're getting all the eye stuff set up. My love affair with makeup has kind of come really far. I will say every time I kind of went out grocery shopping or like went to a store, I always had to kind of go down the makeup aisle. It just always seemed like I would gravitate towards it. I can remember going to the store for my mom after I got my driver's license and kind of getting a little bit in trouble because I would always get something like a nail polish or some kind of makeup item, even though I didn't really need anything. Especially in high school, I mean, you're not really, I mean, you don't, I didn't need to wear makeup, and yeah, I can't remember, I didn't wear a lot of makeup in high school. Maybe at my senior year I started to wear a little bit more makeup, but I didn't wear a lot, and then I kind of got into it later. My mom got me a makeup class and later on told me that she only bought me that makeup class and stuff like that so that, because she didn't like the way I did my makeup, and I guess that kind of sparked more of an interest for me. And then I took a little bit more makeup classes because that was really interesting. Discovered Bare Minerals, and then later on I moved close to a Sephora. I actually worked in a mall with a Sephora in it, and then I bought a lot of Bare Minerals things because I really liked the way the foundation looked, because I was like into it but I wasn't like really sure how to apply liquid foundation because I feel like that was really a lot more tedious, and with the powder stuff it was all about blending with a brush. So that was nice. So I just used the Wet n Wild Rose in the Air palette, and I just used this top corner right here. In the palette it is considered number 2. So I used that and I just put that all over my lid. So for my eyes I pulled my BH Galaxy Chick palette. You can still get this now, and they have another like version of it, but I really wanted to play with colors, so I kind of looked through my stash to see what I had, and this was probably the most colorful one that I had. So the color I'm really gravitating towards is a Venus right here. It's like a really orangey one, and I think I'm gonna apply that all over the like crease area. So yeah, after that I kind of, and then one thing I can vividly remember is having more nail polish. That's like, I mean, even now, as having more nail polish than like my friends or like anybody else. I can just remember being like, how come I have this giant bucket and you have like 3? And you know, I guess you like what you like, but that's just something I can remember. So yeah, we're putting a shimmer in the crease, but you know, we're just going out. I really want to play with color and just be adventurous. This is just not going anywhere, going out today, or nothing like that. We're just having fun, chatting, getting to know each other. So then later on, I obviously discovered YouTube, and YouTube opened up some doors with just loving makeup more, and just kind of spending all my money on makeup, or all my time invested in makeup. And I discovered YouTube way before I decided I even wanted to do it. And then you can go back into some of my older videos. They're really terrible videos. I'm not saying that even right now it's great. Some, you know, but it also depends on your preference. Anyhow, I digress. Yeah, I did some videos and then I kind of pulled back, and then I did some videos and then I kind of pulled back. I feel like I was just trying to find my groove and what I liked and what I wanted to talk about. And then I met my husband. I started making videos before I met him, and then I met him, and then I kind of didn't know how to like introduce it, so I stopped, and then I kind of told him more about it. And then we had my first son, which I'll tell you, I was more into him than I was YouTube at the time. So obviously you should be. I was like so loving new mom life, and now I film while they're sleeping or when my husband's home from work on the weekends. So that's just kind of how we balance it out. And then it also does help with my videos that my family and my husband is very supportive of it, and because it can be quite time consuming and quite costly to be a YouTuber, especially when you're not having income. I mean, like, I don't have income. I feel like there's like a misconception that if you do YouTube you make money. No, you have to get to a certain point in your YouTube career, you know, and I feel like it's better that way, because I just don't think it's fair or makes sense for someone to just put a YouTube video out and make $500 right away. So I'm really just building this Venus color up. It's not very pigmented, but I think that's just kind of comes with the peachiness that it is. So anyhow, so yeah, right now I'm really feeling like really comfortable. I love it. It's so fun for me to do YouTube. So I've been consistently doing it for almost a year now. I stopped after we had moved because we didn't have space when we first moved, and it just it didn't work out. Like, if something doesn't fit in your life, it just wasn't gonna happen. So that was what happened there. So now I'm gonna take this Jupiter color, and I'm just going to take this on a really precise, this is a Stila number 2 brush. This is like the best investment brush I ever made. I was on a hunt to find a really precise brush. Like, I think I've shown this before, but how precise is this? Like, it's the tiniest little brush ever. So anyhow, so yeah, so now I'm here doing YouTube. My husband, I stay at home, which really helps out because we have a lot of, with the small kids, you just have a lot of things going on with them and stuff. Now I will talk about places I've lived elsewhere. I've lived in Colorado. That was really a fun experience, something that I loved a lot. It was a lot of firsts for me and my husband. It was like our first place together as parents, and we had moved out of our home state and moved away from our parents. Now, granted, it was really hard for me because I had just had a baby. Like, I had my son, and then like a month later we moved. So that happened. It was hard. There was some ups and downs for me. But I wouldn't say I had major depression. Like, I never felt like hurting anybody or myself, but I just was like feeling like I didn't know how to express myself because I had so many things going on so new in my life that was just, I didn't know what to do. So everything's fine. I never really had issues with depression or anything. So I'm gonna take this Prometheus shade right here. It's like kind of a maroon color, and I think I'm gonna add that kind of almost where we put the pink, just to kind of darken things up. I'm gonna use the same Stila brush and just put this here. I feel like this is quite funny. I feel like a lot of girls here on YouTube have husbands that are named Tyler. Maybe just in that year it was a really popular name, but that's what my husband's name is. His name is Tyler. I'm going to switch out my brushes and deepen up the crease a little bit more with that Prometheus shade because I kind of really want it to be prominent. Alright, so I kind of took that Prometheus shade and just put it on my finger because it wasn't picking up very well on the brush. Now, since these shadows are all baked, there's quite crazy amount of fallout. The second good question is, I have 5 siblings. I'm the youngest of 5. I have a sister and 3 brothers, and I will not change that in an instant. I love my family. I feel like my family is very unique. I love the way that we are. I feel like anybody, you know, you could tell anybody anything and get, I don't know, I don't really know how to explain it, but I just feel like it's so unique to have something like this. So I'm just kind of cleaning up some of the fallout with my foundation that's still on my sponge, because I feel like I'm pretty good with my crease, but I kind of want to play with a blue, or maybe I'll go in with purple. Maybe blue would look cool, but I've done so many blue looks. Maybe it's just tis the season for blue. There's so many pretty colors in here, like 2 minty colors. What is that? I think I'm going to take Meteor. I'm going to try that because it's kind of a white, so it's more like a whitish kind of mint green. We'll try that. I'm going to have to wake it up a little bit. It's really, really dusty. But I'm not mad about it. We're playing. We're getting to know stuff. Oh, another kind of tidbit. My favorite color is purple. It's funny because I picked that. I'm like, nobody picks purple. Everyone's picking blue. And then I found out a lot of people like purple. That was my ignorance-ness. So, let's talk a little bit serious. I was watching some videos before. I can't remember who it was because I feel like you kind of see so many YouTube videos. Not that I'm a YouTube-holic, but anyhow, I'm going to go into Uranus. Sorry about that word, is super sucky. But I'm going to go into that and then wet my brush and maybe place that a little bit more. I would consider myself a very positive, happy person. I have a lot of, like, I always tell myself I'm thankful to be me. Just for, you know, there's just so many things out there in the world that we've been seeing that you're not dealing with, so that's how you can just be thankful to be you. And it sounds so terrible to say that, like I just thought about that. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that that's not happening to me. No, I'm like, I'm so thankful that I have like all these things, and I'm able to like stay home with my kids, and my husband has a really nice job, and you know, I'm just really happy for all the things that we have and a place to live, and you know, no one's sick, or you know, just kind of stuff like that, you know. It doesn't, I don't want to like sound like I'm so glad to be me, and I'm not trying to sound like that at all. I'm just really glad that there are really nice things, and things are really great, you know. So this is the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, and I'm going to dip it into that kind of cream shade that's in the Wet n Wild palette, and kind of really highlight the brow like I do. I love a nice highlighter brow. I feel like that's kind of gone out the door with a lot of people nowadays. I mean, obviously things are personal preference. Oh, and then another thing, if you're new to my videos, I have a really big problem with lip products. So I don't own a lot of lip products, so you might see a couple of the same products, but I mean, I just like, I don't like the way a lot of liquid lips feel. I don't like the way like if it's too drying, I have to take it off. And another thing is, if I will not wear a lip product if I'm eating food. It's just, or I don't even like to have it on while like drinking out of a glass. I just hate the feeling of that. So last but not least, I'm going to go back in with that Jupiter pink shade and just kind of add just a touch more to my crease so that we can kind of blend the blue and the pink and everything kind of meshes well. I really like this pink shade. It's really funny, I was at going through some of my makeup and thinking about how I decluttered things, and I was like, no, I'm not going to use that. And now I'm like, I decluttered something a long time ago, and now I miss it, and I want it back, and I can't find it. And, well, it also sucks because it was from the dollar store. It was like one of those LA Colors 3 trio palettes, and it had this bright pink, I mean like a hot pink, and it was a really good pink too. And I did like a all pink lid with it blended out and black liner, and I got a lot of compliments on it. Like I wore that out of the house. Compliments I got from that look. So I'm going to go in with my little bit more of my foundation. I'm just going to put on the tip of my little Beauty Blender sponge, Real Techniques. Did you know the Real Techniques sponges has a little embossing on it? Let's see if my camera will focus. See, there's like a RT embossed on it. It looks really cool. I'm just going to place a little bit of this under my eye to help kind of combat that, and then we can conceal and put some liner on. The biggest brand that I started with like my makeup and trying makeup out was e.l.f. Like I started when their makeup, like with their line was almost brand new, and everyone was like talking about it but not talking about it. You can find some amazing things from that brand, from that line. So I am going to take my NYX Dark Circle Concealer in Fair Claire. I haven't done anything else on my makeup, my eyelid, and I don't feel like I'm going to do any brows today. I'm really just been kind of liking like a natural brow. Also, another thing to learn about me is I'm always cold. Not always cold, but like I can get cold really easily. So even in the summertime, I always bring a jacket, especially when you're in the... So the camera stopped. That's great. My camera does that. It's great. Alright, so now I'm going to set my under eye, and I've really been enjoying my Laura Geller. I want to do a whole video on Laura Geller because when I was doing my declutters, I want to try and do a whole video on Laura Geller products because when I was doing my declutters, I was realizing that I have quite a bit of stuff from her, and I love their products. They're like one of them like OGs in baked products. So this is the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten in medium, and since it's not exactly my shade, I kind of just use it sparingly, but I really love it. Oh, they always just look so planety. I guess we're going with like baked products today, but that is all right. It's not exactly my shade, but I think it's all right. Well, the thing about it is I bought this online, and then you know how that goes. You buy stuff online and the wrong shade or wrong product is sent to you. That doesn't happen to me like all the time, and I think that was the only time that has ever happened, but you know, I mean, such is life. So I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna line. I'm just gonna take my Wet n Wild fine tip liner, in black, the Pro Line, and I will be right back because I can't do that on camera because I'm blinder than blind. So I did my liner and mascara. I used to use my Essence Big Lashes, and so for my under eye, I'm going to go ahead and smudge. I'm gonna mix. I'm actually gonna take the color Sun. It's at the the first one right there, and place that under my lid, on my under eye. And then I think I'm gonna take maybe Earth or something like that, and we can place that in there. So I think I'm gonna take the color Earth. This color looks so cool in the pan. And place this here. So for my blush, let's see. I've really been loving Cargo blushes as of late. I have two. One I use almost every day, but this one is in Bali. It's so beautiful. It was one of those products that when I seen it and I swatched it, I was like, yeah, you're coming home with me. Get in my car. It was just like an instant love affair. Love it for swatch. Really. So I'm going to take Princess Cut from my Tarte palette to contour, and I'm going to do kind of just a far back contour. This is one of those little travel brushes I got from Wish. I always run contour. Oh my gosh, on the camera it just looks so colorful and crazy. So for my lips today, I really am just going to go very minimal today. I'm just going to take my Pacifica Color Quench Lip Tint in Sugared Fig. I love this stuff. And if you would like to get to know me, we have an old vlog channel that I don't post to very often, if ever. I used to vlog a lot. It was really fun. My husband was working out of town, so I had a lot of spare time because I didn't have any, you know, when your significant other is not there, you don't have a lot of time to entertain somebody. So I did some vlogs, and it was also nice for him to be able to see the kids, you know, because he worked out of town. He worked in another, the next state over, so to come home it was a 5-hour drive, but he just still came home every weekend. But anyhow, you can go watch that. You can go check that out. I think that it's linked in some of my older videos. I'll try to link it in this video just for funs. But if you guys did like this video and it was fun to watch and get to know me, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe before you guys leave. And I hope you guys have a great one. Talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!